Our Sunday morning Bible study. As you know, we are celebrating Black History Month. And when we think about it, none of us is here by our own doing. We all stand on someone else's shoulders. And so we're going to be looking today at some characters and situations that have taken place. Some of you may not have even been living when some of these things happened, and others may be from the current news that we see on television. So get ready to be blessed by the Sunday school, knowing that even though we're celebrating Black History Month now, we should recognize our people every day. And if you hear a name that you don't recognize, you Google everything else, go home, don't play a game, Google the person's name. Make a note of it and broaden your base of information. So I say we should always appreciate those who have gone before us. We wouldn't be where we were without them. So enjoy the program. It's under the directorship of our superintendent, Deacon in Training, Amore Lewis Long. Bless you and enjoy.
Good morning. Black History 2020, Act 1. Act 1 is being set up. We're going to be greeted by our first African-American president and his wife, better known as Quincy Simmons and Raven Smith. Excuse me, Rayvon. Rochelle.
Well, good morning, Michelle. How did you sleep last night?
Oh, I slept like a baby. It was so quiet.
No, I sort of miss all the hustle and bustle from the staff on the White House.
Well, I don't. Why, Barack? What do you mean? You couldn't sleep because you said it was too quiet. You would say, why aren't they working on papers or something? Or I sure hope they finish the reports for tomorrow's conference. You know, Barack, it seems you were up earlier now than you were when you were president.
You're absolutely right, Michelle. The only difference is this is my choice.
Barack, you should be proud of your accomplishments. As the first African American elected as President of the United States, you ended the war in Iraq, championed for healthcare reform, eliminated enemies of the USA like the death of Osama bin Laden, and Muammar Gaddafi, passed the American stimulus plan, increased benefits and supports for U.S. veterans, signed a GI Bill worth $78 billion. Need I go on?
Yes. Now, Michelle, I must commend you on your accomplishments, too. You tackled issues on childhood obesity and nutrition, hosted dinners at the White House to support your mentoring programs for young girls. In 2010, you signed a school lunch program with bipartisan support. And let's not forget about your 2018 book, Becoming.
Yes, these are our accomplishments and contributions to our country, and we have made a difference to help and protect future generations.
Now we encourage you to do your part by assisting in the census and voting. Our country needs you. Brothers and sisters, it is your turn to help our future generations to live in a country that does not support hatred, discrimination, or those that compare themselves to God. Make the change and vote. May God help us all.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Obama. small reenactment in remembrance of the Birmingham church bombing. Kiara Campbell, Sydney Smith, Rayvon and Raven Smith are going to be our characters today. Birmingham church bombing, Act 2. Our narrator will be none other than Ms. Oliver.
On Sunday, September 15, 1963, 4 girls were attending Sunday school and were discussing their lesson entitled, A Love That Forgives, while leaving their class and going into the basement to change into their choir roles prior to church service. The unthinkable happened.
So what did you think about the Sunday school lesson? Yeah, a love that forgives. What did you guys think?
That was amazing.
At 10:22 a.m., a bomb exploded in an act of racially motivated terrorism. 4 little girls, Addie McCollins, Denise McNear, Carol Robinson, and Cynthia Wesley lost their lives. The 16th Street Baptist Church was a meeting place during the Civil Rights Movement. This tragic act happened 18 days after the March on Washington, at the time of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. The horrific act rocked the nation. The lives of these 4 little girls sparked the passing of the 1964 Civil Rights Act and the 1965 Voting Act. The nation was enraged by this mean-spirited, cowardly act of hatred and terrorism. So today, we honor these lives that were taken too soon. Their deaths would not be in vain upon the passing of these 2 acts. Let us never forget the sacrifice and service these young girls have done for our nation. My sisters and brothers, it's 2020, and the mean-spirited and cowardly acts are still taking place around our country, almost 57 years after the founding of the church. Church, Bethesda, let us continue to help protect our members by being vigilant about security and ways to combat those that wish to get down, kill, or destroy our houses of worship around this country. May God continue to enrich us with His blessing. God bless us all.
Excellent. Thank you. Act 3. Act 3 is going to be a tribute to Aretha Franklin. And Aretha Franklin is going to be played by our worship leader, Aaliyah Moore. Is going to be accompanied by Brother Jerry on the piano. And our narrator again will be Ms. Oliver. Act 3, Aretha Franklin.
Born Aretha Louise Franklin in Memphis, Tennessee in 1942. Aretha was raised in Detroit and became a musical prodigy. She grew up singing in her father's church. Her first album was an all-gospel album recorded live at New Bethel when she was just 14 years old. By 18, she was signed to Columbia Records by John Hammond, the producer, and Pound Scott. Scout that recorded Bessie Smith, and discovered Billie Holiday, among others. At Dr. King's funeral in April 1968, Aretha was asked to sing Tommy Dorsett's Precious Lord. She was now a central voice in the Black community, eclipsing her father, and in the musical world, she had crossed over. Aretha won 18 Grammy Awards and had 45 top hit songs, and was referred to as a Queen Soul, singing jazz, blues, pop, opera, and gospel. She was the first female inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A highlight of her career was singing at the inauguration of President Barack Obama.
When you're down and trouble, you need some love and ain't nothing the way right. Close your eyes, meditate on me, and soon he will be there. God can brighten up, can brighten up darkest hour. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired, I am weak, I am Lord. Through the night, through the storm, lead on to the light. Take my hand, precious love, be my friend.
That was too fast. Do that again. Amen. Amen. Act 4, which I believe is our final act. Yeah, Act 4 is our final act. We're going to give a tribute to, as you can look at the monitors and tell, someone who passed way too early. We're going to give a tribute to Kobe Bryant. And the narrator is going to be Kobe Smith. And there'll be an actor playing Kobe Bryant, Christopher Tuck II.
Kobe Bryant was an American professional basketball player. As a shooting guard, Bryant played his entire 20-year career in the National Basketball Association with the Los Angeles Lakers. He entered the NBA directly from high school and won 5 NBA championships. Bryant was an 18-time All-Star, 15-time member of the All-NBA team, 12-time member of the All-Defense team, and the 2008 NBA Most Valuable Player. Widely regarded as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, he led the NBA in scoring during 2 seasons, ranks 4th on the league's all-time regular season scoring, and ranks 4th on the all-time postseason scoring list. Kobe Bryant was the first guard in NBA history to play at least 20 seasons. His 4 All-Star MVP awards are tied with Bob Pettit, for the most in NBA history. At the 2008 and 2012 Summer Olympics, he won gold medals as a member of the U.S. national team.
Wow. I'm so excited to see you guys. Yeah, that's not the picture for you. How are you guys doing in school? Good? How are your grades? How are you?
My grades were good.
I don't know about this guy.
I'm just serious. My grades went up.
Are you respecting your parents?
Yeah, I respect my mom because she's right there in the front row.
Oh, wow. All right. Education. Oh, I see another one. How are you? You good? All right. Education is key if you want to be successful after your basketball career. All right. I hope you guys had a great day today. All right. So happy to see you guys. All right. You coming out to support my games?
Yeah, I support my mom. Yeah,
I want to see you at my next game versus the Knicks.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you guys.
If you're not there, I'm gonna come to your school and find you.
I don't care if I find him. I'll be the find him too.
Easy to go to fans. All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. All right. Gotta go to practice.
I'm out. See you later.
The NBA and the world was saddened to hear about his tragic death on Sunday, January 26, 2020, along with his daughter Gianna and 7 other passengers in a helicopter crash in California. His legacy will live on as one of the greatest basketball players that ever played, and his desire to help coach his daughter and other young girls to be their best at basketball.
This can't end that quickly. We have one more act. You know, I said that was the last act, but Act 5. And this is going to be very interactive with a lot of the children, so I'm not going to name their names because there's a long list of names. It's going to be the entire Sunday school, pre-K, middle school, elementary school, high school. Let's welcome them. And this is the last act. While they get it right, each child is going to give tribute. You'll be able to tell who they're representing. Each famous person in history, you know, Sidney Porter, Jackie Robinson, George Washington Carver, Floyd. There's a long list of names that they're going to give tribute to. And you'll be able to see, we wanted to get something all-inclusive so all of our children could participate. And you're going to be able to see by what they're wearing and what they're holding up, who they're representing. So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Sunday morning Bible study children represent famous blacks in history. George Grant.
Latimer. Harriet Tubman. James Baldwin. Florence Griffith Joyner. George Washington Carver. Crispus Attucks. Mary McLeod Bethlehem. Diane Buford. Sidney Poitier. Jackie Robinson. Langston Hughes. Rosa Parks. Oprah Winfrey. Jesse Owens. Thurgood Marshall. Barack Obama. Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler, an African-American author. She was the first African-American woman to become a physician in the United States. Dr. Jane Cook Wright. Graduated from New York Medical College in 1949. She was the head of cancer chemotherapy, becoming the highest-ranking African-American woman in a U.S. medical institution. And there we have our famous Black in history. Okay, turn around.
Hallelujah.